Today, we're going back into the travel sphere, and we're going to talk about some items for packing your bag. These are Peak Designs packing cubes. Hey guys, welcome back to techgooch, and today we're taking a peek at Peak Designs packing cubes. Now, I purchased these myself for a trip that I took a few months ago, and so I've now had 2 full trips on them, and I really like them. Now, I will, what do I have? Yep, I have my old packing item that I have. I'll show you what I used to use, so I'm kind of what I'm comparing it against. But these are really nice, and there's an awesome feature that are built into them that I love using. So, essentially what these are a way to pack your clothing items or other items. I mean, you don't have to put clothing, shoes, whatever you have for packing for your trip. You put them in here. They do have a way to compress, at least take, you know, some of the air out of it, so you can get more things in your bag. They're really easy to access, and they're well built. The material itself is actually a waterproof material, and so you're not gonna. It's gonna protect your stuff, in addition to compressing your stuff. So let's say if you have a shampoo bottle that actually was to leak out or whatever, this will at least keep your stuff fairly or pretty much dry. But stuff like that, right? So let's bring it in. I'm actually going to grab some clothes, and I'm going to show you how it actually works in real-time use, and what I really like about them. Now, they do offer in 2 sizes. This is the small, this is the medium. They don't have a large. Maybe they will in the future. But the nice thing about having, like if you have a small and a medium combined like this, these 2 pieces will essentially make up most carry-on size luggage, right? So they put a lot of thought into the size of these, which I really appreciate. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take the medium. I'm going to show you exactly the features of both of them, and then we're going to pack it. So let's bring it in. Okay, so this is the medium, and this is going to kind of go hand in hand with the small version as well. There are a few different zippers on this guy. So first you have your 2 main compartment zippers. This is actually how you get into the actual compartment for compression, which I'll show you here in a second. There's actually 2 ways to open it. There's the traditional unzip it way, and then they also provide these 2 tabs, as you can see, top, kind of top bottom, right? And if you grab these, you can actually just rip the bag open, right? So you have your big, huge compartment here. The compression zipper is on the side, and so where's that right now? There we go. So that is the compression zipper. So when you go to first pack, you uncompress it. So you open the zipper, right? And it just goes all the way around a couple times. Kind of a time and a half, I guess. And essentially, then you get this expansion kind of mesh zone right here. And you can see it's mesh, so that as you're compressing it, the air can actually pass through it and escape real easily. Because this material, air doesn't really go through this material very well at all. So you kind of need air to the ability to escape there from the side. That's your 2 big features of this, right? You have your big packing area, and then you have your compression. However, there is a 3rd compartment on the back. This is kind of your dirty laundry compartment. This is my favorite feature about these bags. You open it up, and you have a stuff sock here, right? So the big thing is that when you pack this the first time, you're going to fill this guy to the brim and compress it and good to go. As you use your clothing, this is the beautiful thing about this. As you use it, right, you're taking stuff off this pile, and typically you're going to move it to another dirty clothes bag. In this case, you're going to take your clothes, you're going to wear them, and then you're going to put your dirty clothes on the back side into this bag here, because you don't really have to fold them. You can just kind of jam them in here and use this kind of as a stuff sack. And then you're not adding or subtracting from this bag. It's going to contain the same amount of clothing, dirty or clean, as you use it. It's just going to go from the clean side to the dirty side, and then this lighter gray material is the separator divider between the 2. I have not noticed any odors or anything that goes from one side to the other, so my clean clothes stay clean, and my dirty clothes, well, they're going to be dirty until I wash them. But always use this side for dirty clothing, Because, well, obviously if you get any kind of funk in here, it's going to be in here, right? So this is the dirty side, that's the clean side. And I'll show that in practice as well. But pretty simple in how it's structured and how it works, but it's well built and it really, really works well. So let me get some clothing. Let's pack this thing up. Let's show you how it actually compresses, and then we'll kind of do a use and throw some dirty clothes to the other side. So yeah, let me grab some clothes. Okay, I just kind of grabbed a whole bunch of different clothes, and we'll just kind of pack this up as we can, I guess. So I have a pair of just some sweatpants. So that's going to be probably my bulkiest item I'm going to throw in here. I've got some shirts, some shorts. I'm not going to put this in any kind of order. I'm just going to kind of pack it in here just to show that how it compresses. All right, and so you kind of just work things into the cube. And I probably brought more clothes than should go in here, but I'm going to see how much we can get in here. So that's a couple pair of underwear. I have another pair of underwear I'm going to throw in here as well. Right, if I'm packing for my trip, I'm probably going to pay a little more attention. So I have 3 pairs of socks I'm going to kind of jam in here. I think I have like 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th shirt maybe. Swim trunks. This is kind of what I use for my pajama bottoms, I guess. And let's just throw another pair of shorts. This pair of shorts also has a pair of underwear built into it. So I have a lot in here, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and shut the zipper here. Shut the zipper on this side. And now we have a big packing cube kind of, well, pretty full of clothing. Now it's compression time. So you just got to make sure that you have this closed, because there is going to be put some tension on this zipper up here. But now we can grab the zipper on the side and just kind of start working our way around. Right now, it is going to bulge, right? So this mesh area, you're just going to want to make sure that you don't zip the mesh area into the zipper. I really haven't had any issues at all with it, but you know, just take your time. Don't go crazy, and just kind of tuck. What I do is tuck that mesh area in as you're using the zipper all the way around. And I would say this might be the fullest I've ever had this bag. And I've taken trips with it. So there we go. Now we have it compressed fully. As you can see, it's in the nice rectangular option. Let me zoom out. Let's actually throw it in my carry-on, one of my carry-on bags I have right behind me, and I'll show you how it fits. So this is just my standard carry-on, which is kind of half clamshell, right, half and half. And as you can see, it's kind of built for that structure. Now you can use it with a larger bag too, and then you do have that space for that small one up here still. And of course this is clothing, so it is soft material, so it will stretch and squeeze. But the nice thing is once you get it in there, then you can worry about compressing it with your straps or whatever have you. But it fits about perfect, right? You're not going to be able to stack 2 unless you can put another one in the other half. Or if you have a different carry-on bag that has a single compartment rather than the split compartment. Kind of like one of the videos I just recently did on another bag that I have. That will work. I just did it on this because it's easier to see. So, that is packing them. Once you're done with your trip, or I should say maybe once you're on your trip in your hotel room and you're going to use this stuff, like I said, you don't have to unzip it. You can just grab the 2 tabs, one here, pull it open, and then start using clothing out of it, right? And obviously when you start to go again, you can undo the compression area, and now you have a little bit larger tub. You can keep your clothing in here. I typically go out of my suitcase. I typically don't move my clothing into the drawers that are in hotel rooms. But obviously once you're going, then you can start, taking clothing, just working it into the, once it's dirty, working it into the bottom, right? And that's going to actually keep your dirty clothing. And maybe I'll put a few more things down there just to kind of prove a point, right? Put all the socks and this and this. Sure. I'm just going to flip it back over here. And so I use this as I go every night. I just kind of take all my dirty clothing, just kind of stash it in to the bottom, right? And it doesn't have to be folded or anything. I just kind of stuff it in there and just kind of work it in so it's kind of flat. But I don't care if it's wrinkled or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's in the dirty section, right? And then when you're done, well, sometimes I have clean clothes left over. Sometimes I don't. Or if I'm, this is stop number 1 of 3 or something, and I have some clean, some dirty, then I can actually, like I said, I have it uncompressed right now, so now I can actually close this back up. So now I have it closed, and now with it closed, I can go back and recompress again. And again, you just got to make sure that you don't get that zipper, the mesh section stuck in the zipper, right? And now we have partial dirty, partial clean clothes still in one bag without having to carry a separate dirty bag, right? This thing takes care of both, which is probably my favorite feature. Now, where I'm coming from. This is obviously what I've been using now for the last 2 trips, and I'm going to continue to use this. I'm actually probably going to get a couple more of them for my wife. And well, maybe more of them down the road. Because what we've been using for years is the space bags. Just the standard kind of Ziploc bags. You fill your clothing up to a point, and then you literally roll these up to get all the air out, and then you zipper the zipper shut. Now, I will say that these pack up even smaller than these, right? These still have some air in them, right? I can still move things around. When I pack these space bags, I can get almost all the air out of them, and it is amazing how much stuff you can get in a carry-on. So if you're going for a long duration trip and you're going to be really tight on space and you do not want to do a check bag or something, like we don't like doing check bags, we like to do carry-on bags. These space bags are fantastic for that. That said, there have been a couple times where a small hole developed in the bag, and while we were on vacation, you're able to cinch it up and get it stuck. When you finally got there, when you open your bag, it was expanding because the air started getting in. Wasn't a big deal, to be honest about it. It wasn't that big. But when you get home, you kind of take that bag and you throw it away. So life expectancy of these is definitely less than what this would be. But I can actually pack more in a tighter amount of space with a vacuum, or kind of a suction down vacuum bag. In this case, the vacuum is just manual labor of squirting the air out as you roll your clothing. There are some that actually have one-way valves on them. There are some that you stick a vacuum on them. I am against taking a vacuum of some kind to, pump air out. That's just eating up more space in my bag. And of course, if that breaks on vacation, then I'm really gonna hurt hard. But yeah, the space bags, they work really, really well. I started probably with 20 of them or so. We're probably down to 12 to 15 of them after several of them have ruptured over the years. But they are fantastic. But this is now my bag of choice. No question. So, of course, everything you do and anything that you purchase for your traveling is going to depend on you. Everybody's different in what they're willing to spend and what they're looking for specifically. These fit my lifestyle perfectly. And I was looking for an alternative to the Ziploc bags for a long time, to be honest about it. Every time I'd find one, there was some feature about it that I didn't like. Or, and same with these. Once my dirty clothes, I had to take them out of here and put them in something else. And so then eventually we'd have kind of a family cumulative dirty bag. That was a space bag. That was just one of our clean clothing bags. So it works out, right? In any of these, if there's one thing that we learned from the space bags is we kind of like throwing like a dryer sheet in with the clean clothes. Keeps everything kind of fresh. I'd probably do the same. I guess I haven't on this last trip. I didn't. First trip I may have. Throw a dryer sheet in with your clothing. It just kind of keeps things fresh. You don't have to. It's one of those nice things. But in the end, I like this so much more than I like this. Packing is faster. Packing is easier. I agree that I can get more in my carry-on with these, but I'm packing better than I have in the past, which with this I kind of had to. Now I've taken longer trips with these. We had probably a week and a half, an almost 2-week trip that we each had a personal item and carry-on, no check bags at all, and all four of, well, me and my wife and my 2 kids, we all used the space bags, and it worked. I will say that the carry-on luggage you had to almost sit on to close the thing. In that case, if I packed a little bit better, then I could probably easily go to these, but I would have to pack better. And that's just kind of what it is. These are not, they're not sucking every single little bit of air out of these, but these will last longer, and they have some great features of them. They're a lot easier to pack. They're a lot easier to open. They're a lot easier to compress. And of course, the dirty clothing bag is fantastic. Now, they also do have a couple other things I didn't mention, and that is just things that you can kind of hang them by or strap them to. They just kind of have these 3 kind of daisy chain loops down here. Look, if you've watched my videos, you know I'm a Peak Design fan. They just engineer their products extremely well for use. And this is built for use. The small version, I don't use as frequently as the larger one, but when I go on longer trips, this is going to pack pretty much my socks, my underwear, my smaller items, my maybe a couple pairs of shorts or whatever, and this will house my larger items. And the thing is that I can get 2 of them in one layer of my suitcase. $29 for the small, $39 for the large. That's retail pricing. Maybe you can find a website that has maybe a coupon code or something going on for 10-20% off that sells Peak Design. But typically you're going to find them at $29 and $39. I bought them at $29 and $39. I think they're worth it personally. But I am willing to spend a little money to make my life easier, especially with things that are going to last a long time. I'm okay with spending a little money here and there. So that's it. I purchased these. I think they're fantastic, and I can't wait to see if they bring out something else for traveling, because anything that makes my life easier while I'm on the road makes my travel and experience that much better. It makes my life easier. So thank you, Peak Design, for making fantastic products. Really, truly. There's a few products they make that I don't see myself purchasing and using, but the products that I have to date, I haven't had a bad one yet. There's not a whole lot of companies out there that I can say that most of the stuff they make is quite fantastic. Peak Design is definitely one of them. So check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. Comment below. Link to their website will be at the top of the description. Head over to the website, techgooch.com. You can get a hold of me directly if you have more personal questions that you don't want to post below. Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll catch you back here on TechGooch for more future video reviews. I'm sure I can figure out some more travel stuff too. So we'll see you soon.